welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the beautiful landscape of Scotland. Right now, Highlanders joined us for this adventure, and we've actually come to a cool place today. We're right. Well, the reason that he's choking and just about being sick is because there's a sewage works here at the side of the path, and it's absolutely stinking right now for this intro. But the cool, unique thing we've come to see today is not that. Believe me, folks, there's actually an air show on here today at Montrose, and this is the old World War I and World War II airfield at Montrose here. The old runway and stuff's here, and they're actually using it today for landing on with planes, and there's all kinds of unique little planes and microlights, those wee like miniature helicopter things. And yeah, it's just so cool. So we've come down today to get that on video and hey, we adventure along the way. And the cool thing is I've got the flight radar on my phone, so we can actually name the planes and we'll know exactly what sort of plane we're looking at in the sky, which is a cool thing as well. So let's get into action. Check it out, folks, we're actually walking around this old World War II taxiway here, which leads right around the centre of this Montrose Airfield, and in the middle is where the planes actually used to land. And this was one of the few places in the UK. It was actually a dirt runway that they used to use in World War II, and throughout the ground here it's got like a mesh laid throughout it so that obviously the planes didn't sink into the soft ground. So check it out, we're further along and a microlight just went past us, one of those little miniature helicopters, and it's actually a Rotor Sport UK MTO Sport. That's what it says on flight radar. And then right now there's a plane coming straight towards us. You can see him over here in the distance, and that's actually a Peel CP301A Emerald, and currently he's going 53 knots. It says barometric altitude 0 feet, and I think it's because he's so low. Private owner. But yeah, that's super cool to see that. All these planes, it's fun to name them as we see them, folks. This is an adventure on the channel like no other. We're literally documenting aeroplanes and stuff like that, and how cool is it to be on this old taxiway. I think the area they're landing in is actually down on the smoother section of the old runway, whereas back in the war they were landing the whole way down the middle here. Wow, yeah, let's go down and see what else we can see. I'll keep the flight radar on so I can name the planes as we see them. They're just constant. They're flying up here, down here, all around here, folks. It's a madness. Right above our heads right now, folks, there's actually a plane called a Sky Ranger Ninja, and you can hardly tell. It's like they can actually fly so slow, these old planes, the old propeller planes. We're actually getting near to the main runway, folks. This is where the heart of the action is. So far I've just been naming planes that we've seen fly past. Let's go down and see the actual workings of this and see what's going on. Check it out, folks, we're right at the end of the runway right here, and this is actually Rotor Sport UK. This microlight here is a way to take off. This is so... Hear the blades? The noise that these blades are making is incredible. Wow. Shout out the security guard here and everybody working to make this possible. Check out, folks, there's a wild animal here on today's video. That's actually what you call a fox moth caterpillar. So that'll eventually turn into a fox moth. And it's just lying here on the grass, obviously chilling out next to the runway. And wow, yeah, because I've got that Seek app on my phone, I was able to identify that. That's how I know it was a fox moth caterpillar. Coming into land at the far end of the runway here right now, folks, we've got a Sky Ranger Ninja. Look, here it is, it's made touchdown. It's taxiing along. Sky Ranger Ninja, shout out, folks. The plane registration GFSKY. And look, we've got another plane here, literally a way to come over the top of our heads as well. And its number, it's actually a Piper L 18C Super Cub, flying at 725 feet, 67 knots. That's amazing. And then the wee microlight that we saw, I think it was the very same one that took off. Oh, there's another plane coming into land, folks. It's actually a Zen Air CH650B Zodiac. Look at it, this is a bigger plane. Me and Highlander's getting the footage, folks. It's all going on. Here it comes. He's going a lot quicker. His registration number, GRDMS. Shout out if you see yourself on your plane here today on the video. Get in the comments. Yeah, it's amazing to see them like stopping on the grass and stuff. Most commonly it's obviously concrete or tar runways. Yeah, there's more planes circling. That'll be the one that went overhead. See what I think, this microlight helicopter type of thing, it's actually coming into land as well. That was the rotor sport one that we saw taking off when we first arrived at the end of the runway. This is so cool. It's amazing there's so many people with planes. It's probably like us with the vintage tractors. You need an excuse to get them out of the shed sometimes. And yeah, these people are probably enjoying getting to have a leisure flight, especially around such beautiful and historical lands. This is one of the oldest airfields in the UK, or military airfields in the UK for sure. This was actually a military airfield before the RAF was even created, so a place like this outdates the modern RAF as it was. Oh, look at this, here we go, the microlight's coming in. I'll go past these football goals here, folks. This is actually the football pitches at Montrose. The football pitches are on the old military ground. Oh, he's coming in quick. This is actually a different Rotor Sport UK microlight, because we saw a yellow one take off. Look. That's mad. I could actually see the way the propellers flexed back the way to slow it down, and then they levelled out once they stopped. Yeah, so there's obviously a yellow one of these and the red one today kicking about. And then there's another plane coming around as if it's a way to come and land as well. There's so many planes in this one area of my flight radar. I'm just literally like clicking on them. You probably can't even see it because of the reflection of the screen, but every time I see one I just click on it to give you the information as quick as we can, and it brings it to life. Gives you more of an idea of what planes we're looking at. And yeah, I'll update you once this one here comes into land as well. So that's the cool thing with my channel, folks. You never know what you're going to get. It goes for ancient historical farms all the way to aircraft shows like this, and it's cool having a range of different subjects and wee adventures. Look at this plane coming into land. Whoa, that seagull went right in front of him. This is actually a Piper L 18C Super Cub. Whoa, that looks like a scary one to fly. He was coming in pretty fast. Looks like some of the planes, you obviously need to keep a bit of speed until you're above the runway. But then obviously that's true with every aeroplane, folks. You need to be at the right speed obviously to get the lift for the wings. Yeah, the whole lineup of planes is along here, and I think there's probably like 10 or more right there. Especially considering some of them's actually out and about. Check out here, folks, we've actually got model aircraft as well. Little miniature jet engines and stuff on that thing there. Yeah, that's cool. We'll love to see the variation of planes, not only the ones you fly, but also obviously the model aircraft scene. And that's some cool replica models, scale models. Look at this aeroplane over here, folks. Check this out here, folks. It's an amazing dual wing plane right there for back in the day. The red one's cool, but also that thing there, it's like an old World War I aeroplane. It's got a machine gun mounted on like the top wing. Whoever's sitting in it would have to probably stand up, fire the machine gun, and then sit back down and fly the plane. It's amazing back then, just the rawness of the construction of things. There's probably nothing on that plane that wasn't crucial for it either being in the air or doing its purpose on the battlefield or above the battlefield. And then there's some cool classic cars here as well.
He's got a 53 Chevy down there. Green, white.
It's a Morris Minor that's been done like a hot rod. 1948 Austin 16 right here, folks. What a beautiful car. And then we've got some American cars here as well. Let's take a look at this. It's actually a military Land Rover here, the military lightweight Land Rover. That's super cool. It's in great condition as well. We do love a Land Rover on this channel, folks. Yeah, that's the military tow hitch as well. That's designed so if you're going off like road or through rough terrain, the trailer can sit and follow the contours of the ground. A lot better than your standard hitch on like your trailer you would get for Halfords. That's a cool thing there.
That's perfect.
And look at this side, folks. It's actually the old Bedford fire engine. Look at the character of that. You can open the windscreen up. That's when trucks were trucks. So much better to drive. The character of it is just incredible. These Bedford trucks was all over the British military and stuff back in the day. Oh, we've got a microlight is actually taking off here in the background. That's mad. Look at the lineup of planes from here. It looked like initially he was struggling to get off the ground. That was how I just kept recording and holding the camera. And then eventually it just rose up. Look at this unusual car. What are you saying, Highlander? What is at the back of it? Oh, aye. Yeah, look, the old gauges and stuff, eh? That was for the water pressure and stuff. And look at that big lever. It's like a big pry bar thing. Look, 1952 it says on there. 1952, that's incredible. See this thing, it's a kit car I believe, made out of like a Mini. It's quite a funny thing. Oh, look, a Ranger 3-wheel cub. Built in 1978. Look at this, folks. I think it's a 1971 Ford Mexico Ford Escort. Oh, that's super cool. We've got another lineup of classic vehicles and cars up here. This Mark II Golf, this is actually the same. I used to have one of these Mark II Golfs. Mine was actually just a two-door. But it was the same with the big bumpers. Mine was also an H-Reg, so it's cool to see this one here. That one's in good condition. I prefer though the two doors instead of the four. And look at this, we've got a Capri, we've got a Beetle, Honda as well. That's unusual to have in the lineup. It's in great condition though for the year, 2001 I believe that is. It looks brand new, like it's just out the showroom. And I think that's a Civic. Hey, that's like a Civic Saloon, I think. They were rarer. Or was it called a Civic Coupe? Let's have a look at the back of this thing, folks. Yeah, it just says Civic VTEC on the back. And then look at the two Ford Fiestas right here. Oh aye, there's a third Ford Fiesta. Yeah, look, 5 Ford Fiestas in a row. All the different colours and mixes and match. And then look at this cool military truck that's at the end here. These were obviously seen classically all over the place during the war. And once again, it's got so much character. I love seeing the old trucks when they were built with the proper big chassis and stuff. All the old woodwork at the back, everything, the metal tin and stuff, probably hand-made in factories. Check it out, right here folks, there's another plane landing. I don't know how the app fired up though to see the type of plane, but wow, he didn't crash anyway, so that's always a bonus. Look at this, the emblem on the side of this, folks. is a brown bear adopted by the Polish troops during World War II as a mascot. And you can see him, ferocious beast. So I'll run the camera doing this so you can kind of read it, folks, and then you can pause the video if you want to read it, I should say. If you want to know the story of that bear, right there, you can pause the video and you can read it. So there we are, folks. Let's punch on further up. It looks like that's all the attractions in the classic vehicles. We should have had the vintage starters down here today. Look at this, folks, the microlight's coming in fast. I think the other side of the runway, you're actually closer to the planes and stuff as they're landing. Here, do you think we should go and stand underneath where they're coming over our heads? Let's go for it. It's no every day the wheels of a plane skiff in your hat, folks. This is a cool spot with the planes landing, coming in over our heads. We're standing pretty much in the middle of the runway right here. There's another plane circling here. I think it just took off. Here's the next plane coming, folks. That plane there's an Alp Pioneer 300.
Get right into the other side.
Yeah, let's do it. Crossing in the air above the airfield just now, folks. We've got a Eurostar plane. It's actually a Vector EV97 Eurostar crossing over. Look, there's another one firing up. It's all going on here at the airfield. We're actually going to head down the other end of the runway, and that's where they're taking off, eh? If any of them can't manage to take off, boom, they'll be hitting us in the head. But yeah, it could be fun because they'll be quite low when they first take off, when they're gradually ascending. Oh, there's one landing. I was just away to get a clip of the noise coming from that old vintage plane over there, folks, and then I turned around and noticed this unit here is coming into land. I do have flight radar actually in my pocket here, so I'll see what kind of plane this even is. Look at it. I should have the camera aiming over towards it.
I think I get hot in the sun, right?
Yeah. That's actually that plane we saw going over the head, that EV97 Eurostar. This guy here just landed and then he switched the plane off and then coasted to here. And then you heard it there when it fired up, folks. It backfired, but then he ran over the corner of the airfield, like the white marker. But we're excited. We've come at the other end of the runway from where we saw them landing, and we're excited because there's a vintage plane with the dual wings, the biplane. It's going to be taken off, I think, because they had it fired up. So we're kind of here thinking like it's going to be at a decent height here to get a good shot of it. But first, I think there's actually a microlight on the runway away to take off. One of those Rotor Sport UK, the yellow microlight. I don't even know if they're called a microlight. That's what we used to call them back in the day. That's cool seeing them taking off above our heads. Now, the next one to take off is actually the red. I think it's the same type of thing, Rotor Sport UK. I don't know if it's the same owner or what the crack is with those things. I'm not actually seeing it showing up yet on the flight radar, the next one. I've basically got a blank runway here on the screen. I see he's got the GoPro 360 camera on the side of that thing, and I bet his footage is brilliant. Yeah, I'm not actually seeing the name of that one. Oh, it is showing up now on my thing. Rotor Sport UK, 75 feet he is just now. Here's the cool one. Here comes the World War I. I think it's a Tiger Moth plane, or it's a biplane. Here he comes, folks. This is incredible. the noise off that, folks. I just love it. I can't even believe that. See the noise of that plane, folks? It was crazy. That one there, more modern. Kind of what I absolutely love. That World War I plane or whatever it is, that used to actually fly out of this airfield when it was first created, those old vintage planes. That there is the coolest plane. It's the coolest plane here today. That was the latest in military technology back in those days. Like, that's the same as what you would have like F-35B, whatever nowadays. Listen to it, eh? Wow. So this aeroplane, the World War I aeroplane or whatever, is actually coming into land. I don't have any information on my flight radar about it. Oh, so it is. Oh, the angle he's at. It's because that side wind has come so strong. Look at this, folks. See, now I don't know if that was intentional to do a fly past, or there was a real strong side wind just hit us at that moment. Wow. Yeah, but I think once he lands, he'll taxi back up past here. Cool. I think I love the noise of that. See, when it comes to here, it's like they're using maximum throttle.
It's got the plane noise in it. Noise.
Yeah. That's so special. This has made my day seeing this particular plane here, folks. It's the coolest plane that we've seen. So here he is, folks. There's another attempt at landing here. He's coming in. He's taking a different attempt though at actually getting her on the ground, I think. He's done it. I think, oh, he's just doing a flyby. That is so cool. He's just loving it. He's living his best life. We've got this little unit here, but that is nothing compared to that absolute beauty of an aircraft.
He's just doing flybys. That's cool.
Here he comes, folks. The vintage aeroplane here is coming into land. I'm hoping that he taxis all the way up to this end of the runway. We literally just saw him doing like loop-the-loops, and he was pulling World War I or whatever evasive manoeuvres. This is incredible. The best plane here at the show today. That was so cool to see it. Wow, folks, what an aeroplane. Check this out, folks. We're now further over the historical airfield. Look at this in the ground. A metal piece that runs right across here. And there's loads of little clues of the history like that in the ground here at Montrose Airfield. Hello there. Look at that wee dog. Little collie dog, folks. Shout out. But anyway, yeah, we've come away from the air show now, and I think we documented most of the aeroplanes that was on display today. And to see that dual wing plane there at the end doing manoeuvres, that just made my day to see that. But yeah, it's been a fun video, something different on the channel. You know how it is, folks. We have documented the World War II history in this area in depth, most recently an anti-aircraft position over at the far side, so I'll link that video at the end of this. But yeah, who knows what we're going to get into next. I'll end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye from me, goodbye from @Highlander87. We'll see you soon for the next one, wherever we end up going.